I recently got invited to take part in a private playtest of Impulse. If you're not familiar, Impulse is an upcoming 6v6 arena shooter from 1047, which is the development studio that made Splitgate and Splitgate Arena Reloaded. And the game, in a lot of ways, feels like a familiar, arena shooter. You're running around with your standard SMGs and shotguns and assault rifles, but there's two main mechanics that I think stand out. First off, you have these paint bombs. So instead of traditional, frag grenades and fire grenades and that type of stuff, you get to paint the arena different colors. And if you paint it green, for example, that becomes a healing aura. If you paint it orange, it's a speed boost for everybody that touches it. And you can use it on the ground or on the wall. And so that makes the arena kind of change throughout the course of a match. And I thought it was a fresh mechanic. I honestly thought it was a lot of fun. Something I felt was less fun is that you have no real secondary weapon in terms of a gun, but you do have a one-shot sledgehammer. And I gotta be honest, it felt like the lock-on range was too generous. Even if I was beaming somebody, if they had speed perks and a grapple, they were kind of able to just fly in my face and one-tap me. And that didn't really feel good, so I might need some tuning. But again, this was a private playtest, and a lot of this stuff is just, number tweaks, which is really easy for them to adjust before a proper launch. It's heavily inspired by Titanfall, and that's straight out of the dev's mouth. And you can see from the gameplay, there's wall running, and you've got a jetpack, and yes, there are even mechs in the game. And the game will be entering a public playtest starting on Monday, June 15th, and I believe that runs for a week, after which they will be offering early access as a paid $20 purchase. And I did see some news somewhere around it potentially being $15, but I've seen $20 more, so I think that is the actual launch price, but somebody please correct me if that's been verified and there's like recent news around that. As for the game, it's actually pretty fun, and it's definitely inspired by Titanfall. Like, there's no hiding that. There's wall running and mechs and jetpacks and all that stuff that I mentioned. But it definitely has its own DNA. The mechs in this game play a lot differently. They're kind of just a power weapon that you throw on for a little while, and you get this rocket and this jump and an extended health bar and like a big machine gun, and they're cool, but they can be taken out relatively quickly, especially if your team is coordinated. And I actually like that. I don't want this giant robot, power streak that is like impossible to take down that you sometimes get in Titanfall, where it can be really hard to take out a skilled Titan pilot. And in this game, I felt like it played really well. In fact, one of my favorite parts of the game was a game mode called Capture the Mech, where you hijack the mech from the enemy base and you have to bring it back to your base. So you're like this big, slow, but powerful, exoskeleton that you're trying to march back to the base, and everyone's kind of swarming around the mechs and ducking in and out of the fight and trying to take out the enemy. And I thought it was a lot of fun. A lot of times in Capture the Flag game modes, you get your gun taken away from you, and the emphasis is put on running, and you have to kind of trust your teammates. And in this game, there's definitely some of that. You need your team to coordinate around the mech, but you can at least kind of keep yourself close to them, and you can defend yourself if things get hairy. So I thought it was a really interesting take on kind of a classic game mode. And personally, I'm a huge sucker for arena shooters in general. I don't think there's been a good one for a while. I enjoy the gunplay of Splitgate, but I find triple portaling and, all the portal gods like to be really annoying to fight. So having a game mode that was, or a game that was just a little bit more grounded while still having a lot of free flowing movement felt really, really nice. And all of that crisp shooter DNA and movement DNA from Splitgate is very present in Impulse. Say what you will about 1047's handling of their games kind of post-launch, but these guys know how to make a fun shooter, and Impulse is no different from that perspective. If I were to criticize the game a bit, I would say the art style could use some more polish. Some parts of it feel a little bland, and the arenas feel a little empty at times. I do like how the kind of blander arena really makes the paint stick out, and if that's what they're going for, I think they should really lean into like the graffiti vibe. Especially since your characters kind of look like these punk graffiti dudes anyway. It'd be cool if you could tag your area, or if kill streaks gave tags and you could like leave your mark on the arena, and then it would slowly become painted over time. That could be kind of cool if that's what they're going to lean into. Then I have no problem with the arena staying a little bit more plain and letting the characters kind of paint on top of it. But as it stands, it needs a little bit more to really stand out and have a stronger visual identity. Also, I'm not sure if they just unlocked everything by default for the sake of the playtest so people could try out all the perks and all the guns. But as it stands in the playtest, there was no real sense of progression. So I hope there's like grinding for, weapon skins, like other cosmetics, maybe badges and banners, and perhaps even a ranked mode. I think all that stuff would really contribute to helping players stick around, especially with it being a paid title. If you can grind for cosmetics, get 10,000 kills with a weapon for like some limited cosmetic, like that'd be pretty sick. So hopefully they have some ideas for how to improve that metagame and some of the art style. My only other complaint really is that some of the grapple mechanics felt a little bit odd, but to be fair, I had like maybe 2 hours to play at the most. So it might have just been a skill issue. So I'm interested to see if I can get better at it or if they tweak the movement to flow a little bit better for the upcoming playtest. But overall, I'm really, really looking forward to Monday. And if you guys have questions about the game, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. And I will be dropping footage as soon as that playtest goes live. This will probably be one of my main games on release. So if you guys are looking forward to it, let me know. If you have any questions about the game, also let me know. And subscribe for other Impulse news as it comes out.